Across most of Northern California now, moving into the Sierra with huge vengeance as they're starting to hit that area. A lot of heavy snow and strong winds pushing through, but I want to detect this here. Early radar detection showing up as funnel clouds for a lot of areas as it pushes toward the foothill spots. We've been seeing it just offshore for some time, for the past hour and a half or so. As it makes its way inland, we will continue to see these popping up, these funnel clouds, these early radar detected rotations. We had one tornado warning in place near Mariposa, so a little further south, and Chowchilla. We could see another one popping up potentially, so make sure you are keeping an eye on your weather conditions outside, and we will let you know if something does pop up here for us in terms of tornado warnings. Please be safe. As we look at our radar, you can see the early detection rotation near Fairfield, one just there east of San Francisco, north of Yuba City, and east of Chico. Now, this will be continuing to push its way up toward the Sierra, and with thunderstorm chances potentially even bringing in that chance for thunder snow. That is thunderstorms in snowy conditions rather than rain. Now, as we take a look at peak wind gusts today, we've been seeing upwards of 46 miles per hour in the South Lake Tahoe area, anywhere from 25 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts in the valley. But some of the spots you may not be seeing are these. Palisades, Tahoe, observation showing as high as 167 mile per hour wind gusts being recorded at one of the peaks there, and 157 mile per hour wind gusts also being recorded in that area. So the mountains there are really starting to feel the impacts of these strong winds pushing in with that storm system. The blizzard warning continues until Sunday, 10 a.m. We still have the wind advisory in place until, 10 a.m. on Saturday for the wind advisory, and Sunday, 10 a.m. for the blizzard conditions. And now we're looking at an avalanche warning in place until Saturday, 8 a.m. for the potential for backcountry slides, as well as the potential for avalanches there. Please be safe. No need to head out in that, especially now in these conditions. The wind advisory will continue again in place till 10 on Saturday. Scattered showers will continue across most of our region throughout the day, and then by Saturday morning, it'll really be starting to at least break up here and there with more low elevation snow expected. We'll talk more about that and snow totals coming up.
We think it's incredible.
It's beautiful.
It's kind of unbelievable.
Unbelievable indeed. People already in Truckee are trying to wait out the storm. Keep in mind, the Sierra is being hit hard by the snow, and it is making for whiteout conditions.
Our Devin Truby has been up there since before the storm had hit, showing us those changing conditions firsthand. And Devin, we see the conditions have really escalated right now.
Oh, most definitely, Laura. The snow is coming to us from the northwest, and then it is just blowing directly across us with gusts up to 40 miles per hour at some point in time. The snow has really also changed consistency from what I showed you yesterday. That slushy snow, this is really starting to dry out, and you can kind of pack it into a snowball if you really wanted to for some last-minute fun before the storm really starts to pick up its intensity. Take a look at what the conditions we saw throughout today.
The distant boom of avalanche control near Truckee, the sound surrounding this town like the snowfall.
That is going to be our avalanche mitigation team out there. Our patrol is out there bombing the mountain to keep our mountain safe for guests or for skiers and riders.
It's a difficult balance. Enough snow for a long ski season and booming tourism.
You know, you just can't have powder fever right now.
But asking people to wait until it's safer.
And I know people want to come up and ski. I understand that. That's what we're here for. But this is not the time.
Robert Walmack, the head of emergency services for the town of Truckee, says for the most part, people are listening and staying off the roads.
At some point later tonight, there'll be enough snow and enough wind that even being in your car could be deadly.
Crews are working 24/7 in 12-hour shifts to keep the roads clear, a team of 25 people. At some point, Walmack says they'll have to start trucking snow out of downtown to melt somewhere else. PG&E warning earlier in the week power outages will happen.
Outages have been much shorter, a couple of hours, maybe 6-8 hours at the most. Unless we have, obviously, trees into power poles.
Palisades in the town anticipating a rush of people to ski and board Monday, weather and roads permitting, in that small window before the next storm Tuesday.
The town takes about 10 days after the storm ends to be able to get all of the off-haul cleanup done.
So if you plan to come up after the storm, be self-sufficient. Food, water. Customers will be a welcome sight for Christina Marquez, store manager of the Truckee Shell Station, who says it's been a slow Friday, a normally jam-packed day.
We're a tourist town, so we need the tourists, and we need the water, especially for the summer.
And that's the overwhelming message here. They're excited for you to ski. They want you to ski and enjoy this fresh powder, but just right now. And certainly check the resorts and the roads before you even think about leaving. Remember, Palisades originally thought they were going to open this morning and then had to close because of how quickly conditions are getting worse and changing. Chris, Laura.
Yeah, Devin, we can see that wind and snow just whipping around you, and there has been so much snow from this storm already that Palisades Tahoe announced there will be skiing until Memorial Day, really putting that into perspective here. So no need, like you said, to rush up there in those dangerous conditions. There is plenty of time left in the season. Devin Truby, thank you.
And we just can't stress enough that we do have some big concerns, especially about tonight and tomorrow, because we're expecting record-breaking snow possibly. And tonight, people in El Dorado County are on high alert.
ABC 10's Roxanne Elias is live in Pollock Pines. And Roxanne, what's it look like out where you are, and what's the concern there tonight?
Well, Laura, we've seen it all today, from rain to sleet to even some hail. Right now, it seems to be more of like an icy rain that really hits you in the face, as you can see. But residents out here are telling me that in the past, there has been concerns that these roads behind me actually can become a parking lot for people that try to come up Highway 50. They get stuck here because of all the snow. So they're asking visitors, please just stay at home. Don't take the chance. Sleet and heavy fog in Pollock Pines are a clear sign a major winter storm is on the way. Nearby residents like Ian Taylor are taking advantage before the snow starts to roll in.
I got my kitty litter because I needed a kitty litter.
His concern when a storm of this magnitude hits?
I've been up here for 17 years, and when the weather gets bad, what I witness is a lot of people driving too fast for the weather conditions.
He's worried about losing power and having to drive down to Sacramento for work. Taylor also remembers last year when a large crowd of visitors heading up Highway 50 ended up stranded in Pollock Pines after roads were shut down.
Well, it got real crowded, and it was like, you shouldn't be here. 50 closed, I believe, because it was an avalanche, and they were just all packed in this Pollock Pines area. Pony Express right here was just bumper to bumper.
Taylor says if you're not in the Tahoe area already, then you should cancel. This sign now sits at the intersection of Pony Express Trail and Sly Park Road. It's asking people not to park here when there's snow removal or you will be towed. Howdy Newcomb says if at all possible, you should just avoid the roads.
And when these storms come in, it's hard because the temperature changes drastically, like quickly, like we just saw. It started hailing. You're going to have the traffic accidents. You're going to have high winds up here.
Newcomb runs a tree service company. He says they work all throughout Northern California, but he's noticed this area in particular can really be a problem with high winds and heavy snow.
It's dangerous, and you're not going to get through, and it's going to be a long drive over that summit, and then you're stuck here.
So you can get stuck here if you come out here. Residents are asking people that if you do have to get out, to take things nice and slow and easy, and that, you know, leave with enough time so that you have enough time and you're not kind of going super quickly down the road. Chris, Laura.
And also make sure you have that travel safety kit, things like water and blankets inside the car if you absolutely must travel in case you get stuck on the roads. Our Roxanne Elias live for us tonight. Roxanne, thank you.
Well, communities in Tuolumne County are expected to take a hit from this blizzard as well.
Yeah, listen to this. Conditions could be so bad that nearby Yosemite National Park is closed for the weekend.
ABC 10's Gabriel Porras joins us from Groveland.
It's the start of the weekend here in Groveland, usually a time when Highway 120 is packed with tourists headed to Yosemite, but things are a lot quieter today except for the sound of constantly pouring rain. It's a long and windy road to get from the valley to Yosemite. One that Groveland resident Nikki Bartholomew says most people haven't been taking lately.
And when it's closed, they're very proactive in making sure that that's communicated forward so people don't waste their time coming up for no reason.
The storm and park closure have been keeping business away from local shops like Ranch Revive Decor.
It impacts reservations for lodging, restaurants, the whole tourism industry that relies on the Yosemite tourist.
But at grocery stores like Marval, business has been booming with locals gearing up.
People are hunkering down for sure.
And we have gas for our vehicles. We're going to go gas up our car. We're going to get some more groceries, and all of our flashlights are ready to go.
A resident of Groveland for 20 years, David Danberger, stays prepared.
I know a lot of people come up and they haven't been up here much, and it happens and they're like, oh my gosh, and people get freaked out, and it's like, no, it's normal.
Normal conditions for locals, but a possible safety hazard for people from out of town.
There's plenty of wonderful days that you can explore.
Which is why Joni simply says to come back another time.
If the snow comes, it will be passable, but we want people to be safe also.
And no snow here quite yet, but the National Weather Service predicts some to fall as much as 5 inches once the weekend is over, a stark contrast to just down the road, where as much as 26 inches is expected at Yosemite.
Gabriel Porras, thank you. A reminder to download the free ABC 10 app to stay informed on the latest weather conditions wherever you are. You can get hourly and daily forecasts where you live. You can also upload your weather videos and photos. Be sure to turn on notifications.